Welcome, beautiful souls, to the very first episode of the Embodied Oracle. The Embodied Oracle is something that I am, but it's also something that I want to bring to others. So, in a meditation, I experience this oracle bird. She is absolutely divine, and I had to bring her to life. And she sits behind me. And I wanted to give you a little bit more information and insight to the oracle bird. You may have your own oracle that exists within your realm. And I wanted to bring a little bit of that to the surface. So thank you for joining me for this first episode of a little bit of insight. And it's also got to do not only with the oracle bird, but of course you can see the oracle bird is a representation of a peacock as well. So there's a little bit of information about that. So everything that I teach is witnessed by this oracle bird, she who sees the unseen and speaks through frequency. Not only is that her, but is also me. This isn't just a bird, it's remembrance. It's insight, it's the embodiment of truth behind the veil. So this bird and myself, we are backed by the oracle. We are guided by remembrance, and we are embodied as truth. So she arrived in my life, cloaked in this soul blue color, because this is the soul's blueprint of color that some of us are able to see. But she's not to be worshipped, just remembered. As a mirror of the oracle I carry within, she stands with me in every sacred activation that I do, as a reminder that truth has feathers, light, and a voice beyond time. And how beautiful is that? So the peacock, especially when it's actually seen or felt, and, as the oracle bird it is for me, it holds this deep spiritual symbolism across cultures and timelines, of course. And it's far more than a beautiful creature. It is a messenger, as I am. It is a revealer of truth, as I also am, and a radiant embodiment of divine presence. So the spiritual meanings of the oracle peacock is divine vision and higher sight. So the eyes are on the feathers, right? Which represent this all-seeing awareness. It's often seen as a guardian, spiritual vision, offering, the ability to see through that illusion, which we can do, read between dimensions. And I love existing in between those dimensions. And the witness in truth, which is also in shadow and in light, which is where the sacred tension is. So in the work that I do, this aligns with the gift to be able to reflect others' soul's truth back to them. This also significance of the oracle bird carries rebirth, renewal, and remembrance as well. So I know in the Hinduism cultures, the peacock is connected to the goddess of abundance. That's Lakshmi. While in ancient Greece, it's associated with Hera, the queen of the heavens. So this bird, it sheds its feathers and grows them back even more radiant, which is symbolizing to death and rebirth of the ego, the reclamation of the soul blueprint, and rising into remembrance after that deep soul work. And of course, it also covers courage and confidence and embodiment. So the peacock doesn't hide. It spreads its feathers wide and unapologetically. And this is an energetic mirror of what it means to walk in embodied sovereignty, to embrace sacred tension and be seen, and activate your full energetic field without fear of judgment. So spiritual, it has a spiritual and royalty essence to it, with also sacred service. So the peacock walks like royalty, but serves like a messenger. So it just reminds me of the oracle being that I am, that I don't just speak for myself, I channel truth from source. And remembering that your radiance is your resonance. And this is the soul's return to beauty. This being isn't just beautifully for beauty's sake, it's a soul code. So when you can integrate your oracle, and mine is the oracle bird, into my work, I'm symbolically saying, I stand with the power of sacred remembrance. I walk with the voice of truth, and I serve beauty that awakens in the soul. So this oracle bird didn't arrive not as a pet, but as a presence. She came shimmering in soul blue, feathers charged with codes of vision, remembrance, and embodiment. She stands behind me, not as a shadow, but as a portal. She reminds me that beauty is a transmission. Truth is to be lived, and to be seen is to be sacred. I'm the Embodied Oracle. Thank you for listening.